This is why people who can't let go keep experiencing the same patterns, the same betrayals with different faces, the same disappointments with different names. They think life is against them. No. They're broadcasting for repeated trauma, and life is just delivering what they're ordering. Welcome to the Reality Revolution. I'm your host, Brian Scott. And today we're doing an activation, let go of your resentments and get rich. There is a poison running through your financial bloodstream right now. You can't see it on an X-ray. No blood test will find it, but it's there. Dissolving your wealth from the inside, eating away at every dollar before it can reach you. Corroding your prosperity while you sleep. And that poison is resentment. One of the greatest revelations I have had through coaching a number of clients is that every person you resent stands between you and your fortune. Every grudge you hold is a dam in your river of abundance. Every bitter memory you replay is a transaction declined by the universe. You want to know why that promotion went to someone else? Why that deal fell through at the last second? Why money seems to evaporate the moment it touches your hands? Check your resentment inventory. Because here is what nobody tells you about resentment. It's not just an emotion, it's a wealth repellent. It's a success blocker. It's a prosperity thief that you have hired, housed, and fed, probably for years. I had a property I was trying to sell. It should have been pretty simple to sell, but it had taken me many years to sell. No offers, no interest. I started to accept I might not be able to sell this property. Properties all around it were selling in days. Mine just sat there, like it was invisible. Until I discovered what was really happening. I was carrying a resentment, old and buried. Something I thought I'd handled, but resentment doesn't care what you think. It operates in the quantum field. I talked to my sister about it, and she said, Brian, clearly you're resenting something. If you can clear that, we can sell this property. And in that field, my resentment was broadcasting one message. Block all incoming abundance. The day I released it, the day I truly released it, really released it, not just said it with words or just said I did do it, the property sold. Not in weeks, but in days, in hours. Full asking price. Cash offer. Super fast. That's when I knew. That's when the pattern became crystal clear. Neville Goddard knew this secret. He warned us, when you resent another, you're resenting yourself, because there is no other. There's only consciousness, and you are poisoning your own consciousness with every resentment you hold. Joseph Murphy called resentment the toxic waste of the subconscious. He watched millionaires become paupers because they couldn't forgive. He saw fortunes dissolve in the acid of bitterness. He knew prosperity cannot coexist with resentment. They're incompatible frequencies. Florence Scovel Shinn put it even more bluntly. Resentment is poverty consciousness in action. But here's the part that will change everything for you. Your resentments aren't just blocking money. They're blocking the specific money that's already been assigned to you. There's wealth with your name on it circling your life, like a plane that can't land because you've cluttered the runway with grievances. Every person who got the job you wanted, every ex who did you wrong, every family member who disappointed you, every business partner who betrayed you, and I mean everyone that hurt you. And yes, what they did is absolutely horrible. They are still on your payroll. You are paying them rent in your consciousness, and that rent, it's costing you millions. How much energy do you spend replaying old wounds, rehearsing arguments, proving you were right? That energy is money. literal money. You're spending your fortune on maintaining grudges against people who probably forgot you exist. And the universe, it's very simple. It can't pour new wine into a vessel filled with poison. It can't deliver abundance to an address occupied by resentment. It's not punishing you. It's protecting you. Because wealth amplifies whatever consciousness it flows through. And if your consciousness is polluted with resentment, wealth would only amplify your suffering. So today we're going to do something radical. Something most people will never have the courage to do. We're going to perform precision surgery on your consciousness. We're going to extract every resentment, dissolve every grudge, neutralize every poison. Not because those people deserve forgiveness, not because what happened was okay, but because you deserve to be rich, and you cannot be rich while you're energetically at war with parts of your own consciousness. Don't treat this like it's forgiveness work. This is wealth work. This is not therapy. This is a financial strategy. This is not about them. This is about you reclaiming the fortune that's been held hostage by your resentments. The moment you release your resentments, and I mean the moment, wealth starts moving towards you at the speed of consciousness. Deals that were stuck get unstuck. Money that was blocked starts flowing. Opportunities that were invisible become obvious. Because you have finally cleared the runway, and everything that's been circling, waiting to land in your life can finally touch down. Let me show you what resentment actually is. Not what you think it is, what it actually is in the quantum field. Resentment comes from the Latin resentire, to feel again. Every time you hold a resentment, you are re-feeling, reliving, recreating a painful moment. You're taking a single wound and making it eternal. You're giving one event the power to hurt you forever. In consciousness, there is no difference between experiencing something once and experiencing it 1,000 times. Your subconscious doesn't know you're remembering. It thinks it's happening again. Right now, fresh trauma, fresh wound, fresh reason to protect you from abundance. Because that's what your subconscious does when you're under attack. It shuts down receiving channels. It closes the prosperity portals. It goes into survival mode. And when you resent, you're telling your subconscious you're under attack 24 hours a day. Think about what resentment really is. It's using your creative power to recreate pain. The same creative power that could be generating wealth is busy manufacturing suffering. The same imagination that could be building empires is replaying betrayals. You are actually spending your fortune on resentment. Every unit of creative energy you invest in grudges is a unit that can't create prosperity. Like running a factory 24 hours a day, but instead of producing products, it's manufacturing poison. And the killer is that resentment is a luxury only the poor can afford. Look at the genuinely wealthy, not the temporarily rich, the genuinely wealthy. They don't have time for resentment. They don't have energy for grudges. They're too busy creating, building, and expanding. They understand a fundamental law. Resentment is the most expensive emotion in existence. When you resent someone, you're not just thinking about them. You're energetically corded to them. You've created an invisible cable through which your life force flows to them. Every resentment is a pipeline through which your wealth leaks out. That person who betrayed you 5 years ago, you're still sending them monthly payments. That family member who disappointed you, they're getting direct deposits from your consciousness. That business partner who screwed you over, they're on your energetic payroll. And the cosmic joke, they're not even receiving what you're sending. It's just dissipating into the void. You're going broke for nothing. You're staying poor for ghosts. But it goes deeper. Resentment creates a specific frequency in your field, the frequency of "I've been wronged," and the universe, which only responds to frequency, not only hears this broadcast and says, "You've been wronged? Let me send you more experiences of being wronged to match your frequency." So now you're not just replaying old betrayals, you're attracting new ones. You're magnetizing disappointment. You're ordering more of what you resent from the cosmic catalog. This is why people who can't let go keep experiencing the same patterns, the same betrayals with different faces, the same disappointments with different names. They think life is against them. No. They're broadcasting for repeated trauma, and life is just delivering what they're ordering. Catherine Ponder called this the returning law of resentment. What you resent, you attract. What you hold against others, you hold against yourself. What you won't forgive, you must repeat. And wealth requires a clear channel. Money is energy, and energy needs unobstructed flow. Every resentment is an obstruction. Every grudge is a blockage. Every grievance is a dam in your river of abundance. You know what's fascinating? In Chinese medicine, they say the liver holds anger and resentment. You know what else the liver represents in Chinese medicine? Prosperity and abundance, same organ. Because the ancients knew poison your liver with resentment, poison your prosperity. The Hawaiians knew this too. Ho'oponopono, their forgiveness practice, literally means to make right, not to make others right, to make your frequency right, to clear your channel, to restore your flow. Because here's the ultimate truth about resentment. It's not about them. It was never about them. It's about you choosing to drink poison and expecting them to die. It's about you setting yourself on fire to make them feel warm. It's about you imprisoning yourself to punish them. And meanwhile, your wealth, your assigned abundance, your destined prosperity, your ordained fortune is waiting for you to clear the channel, waiting for you to drop the poison, waiting for you to realize that resentment is the only thing between you and everything you've ever wanted. The moment you truly understand this, that every resentment is costing you money, that every grudge is blocking a blessing, that every grievance is rejecting a gift, that's the moment everything changes, because now it's not about being spiritual. It's not about being good, it's about being rich. You can't be rich while you're paying the poverty tax of resentment. I'm reminded of a woman in Detroit, Sarah Chent. She was a brilliant software developer, but for 7 years, she couldn't get past $40,000 a year. 7 years. Same salary, different companies. Like she was locked in a financial prison. Her story was that her business partner had stolen her startup idea in 2016, took her code, took her investors, took everything. She spent 7 years replaying that betrayal every morning. She'd wake up, and the first thought was him, the theft, the injustice. Until one day, she heard something that changed everything. Your resentment is worth more than your revenge. She realized she'd been paying this man $100,000 a year in energy, paying him to live rent-free in her consciousness. So she did something nobody expected. She wrote him a letter, not to send, to burn. In that letter, she thanked him for showing her she could survive betrayal, thanked him for forcing her to become stronger, and she burned it and said 4 words, "I release you completely." Within 72 hours, Sarah got a LinkedIn message. A startup in Silicon Valley had found her old GitHub repository. They wanted to buy a piece of code she'd written years ago, the piece her partner hadn't stolen, the piece she'd forgotten existed. The price was $2.3 million. Then there's the contractor in Phoenix, Mike Torres, who lost everything in 2008 when his business partner emptied their accounts and disappeared to Costa Rica. Mike spent 12 years 12 years fantasizing about revenge. Hired private investigators, spent his savings trying to track this man down. Mike's wife left him. His health deteriorated. He was living in his truck, working day labor, consumed by this one betrayal, until a stranger at a job site told him something. That man already stole your past. Why are you letting him steal your future too? Mike made a decision that night in his truck. He forgave the debt. Not legally, energetically. He spoke to the empty passenger seat as if his partner was there and said, "I forgive you, and I forgive myself for choosing you." The very next morning, Mike got a call. A number he didn't recognize. It was the state of Arizona, Unclaimed Property Division. There was a life insurance policy in his name from a grandmother he'd barely known. It had been sitting unclaimed for 12 years. The amount? Enough to start over. And Mike did. Today he runs a construction company worth $8 million. He keeps a photo of his former partner on his desk, not for anger, for gratitude, because that betrayal, once released, became the doorway to everything. Then there's the teacher in Japan, Yuki Tanaka. Her sister had cheated her out of their parents' inheritance, took everything through document manipulation while Yuki was overseas. For 5 years, Yuki practiced what she called active resentment meditation. She would literally meditate on her anger, thinking it would somehow send justice into the world, constantly thinking about her resentments. Instead, she developed chronic illness, lost her teaching position, was living on friends' couches, hit rock bottom at the age of 52. When Yuki learned about something called treasure mapping through forgiveness, the idea was simple. Every resentment is sitting on top of buried treasure. The resentment is the X marking the spot. So Yuki tried something radical. She blessed her sister's theft. Actually blessed it. Said, "I bless you for taking what you thought you need. I bless myself for being free of managing those assets. I bless this space you've created in my life for something better." 3 weeks later, Yuki was contacted by a publisher. Her teaching journals, 20 years of classroom observations she'd been writing for herself. They wanted to publish them. Not just in Japan, globally. The advance was twice what the inheritance had been. But here's what Yuki said that changes everything. The inheritance would have made me comfortable. The resentment made me desperate. The forgiveness made me rich. My sister didn't steal from me. She freed me from a smaller fortune to receive a greater one. Do you see the pattern? It's not that forgiveness is magical. It's that resentment is expensive. Every one of these people was paying massive energy taxes to maintain their grudges. The moment they stopped paying, that energy converted back to money. The universe has been trying to tell us this all along. Every spiritual tradition, every success philosophy, every wealth teacher keeps pointing to the same truth. Resentment is the most expensive luxury you can't afford. And the proof, it's in every timeline where someone chose release over resentment and watched their fortune materialize within days. Now, I want to extract this poison. I want to activate you. I want to reclaim your fortune from the vault of resentment. So close your eyes or soften your gaze. Feel your body. Feel where you're holding tension. That tension, that's where your resentments live. In your shoulders, in your jaw, in your chest. They're not just thoughts, they're physical blockages in your wealth circulation system. Let them come forward. Don't push them down. Let the faces rise, the names, the situations, the betrayals, the disappointments, the ones that still sting, the ones you thought were over, the ancient ones, the fresh ones, the terrible crimes against you. Let them all come. And as they arise, I want you to see something. See the golden threads extending from your solar plexus to each person you resent. These are the cables through which your wealth is leaking. These are the contracts you've signed with poverty. These are the subscriptions you're paying to stay broke. Just pick one. Pick the big one. The one that just thinking about it makes your chest tight. See that person, see what they did. Feel what they took, and now look closer. See the golden thread connecting you to them. See how thick it is. That thickness, that's how much energy you're sending them every day. That's how much of your fortune you're shipping to their address. Now speak these words internally, and I mean them. I call back my energy now. I call back my power now. I call back my wealth now. Feel the thread beginning to pulse. Your energy is reversing direction. What was flowing out is flowing back. Years of leaked wealth returning home. What you took was meant to go. That's mine, cannot be stolen. I release you from my payroll. Watch the thread getting thinner. Feel your energy returning, flooding back into your solar plexus. This is your energy, your power, your wealth that you've been sending away. Now the deeper work, say this with me. I forgive you for being exactly who you needed to be for my evolution. Feel the resistance, feel the, but they, of course. That's the poverty consciousness fighting for its life. That's the part of you that's been using resentment to stay small, stay safe, and stay broke. Go deeper. Say this with me. I forgive myself for choosing you. I forgive myself for trusting you. I forgive myself for the contract our souls made before we met. Because here's the secret. Everyone who betrayed you was cast by you in the quantum field. You needed them to play that role, to teach you something, to break you open, to force your evolution. They were just actors in your play, reading the lines you gave them. Say this with me. Thank you for playing your role perfectly. Thank you for the lesson. Thank you for the growth. You are released. The contract is complete. Now watch as the golden thread dissolves, not cut, dissolves. Cutting creates karma, dissolving completes it. See it turning to golden dust, returning to you as pure energy, pure potential, pure wealth. Feel the fortune that was trapped in that resentment beginning to mobilize. Feel it organizing itself to return in form. Through unexpected checks, through sudden opportunities, through ideas worth millions, through people who appear with exactly what you need. Now the next one and the next. Go through them systematically. For the parents who didn't support you, you say, I release you and reclaim my power. For the partners who betrayed you, I release you and reclaim my fortune. For the employers who undervalued you, I release you and reclaim my worth. And for the friends who abandon you, I release you and reclaim my energy. With each release, feel yourself getting lighter, richer, more powerful. You're not just forgiving, you're asset recovering. You're not just releasing, you are reclaiming. You're not just letting go, you're calling home every dollar that's been held hostage by these resentments. And now the deepest cut, the one you might not even realize you're holding. Yourself. Every mistake you've made, every opportunity you've blown, every stupid decision, every time you knew better but did it anyway, the self-resentment that's been running beneath everything else. Say this with me. I forgive myself completely. I release myself from the debt of my mistakes. I call back all the energy I've been spending punishing myself. I am released. I am free. I am clear. Feel it. The massive river of energy that's been dammed up behind self-resentment now flowing freely. This is your creative power. This is your wealth force. This is your prosperity current, finally unobstructed. Place your hand on your heart and declare with me. All resentments are now dissolved. All energetic debts are now cleared. All wealth held hostage is now released. I am free. I am clear. I am available for unlimited abundance. Feel the shift in your field. Feel how differently your energy is without the weight of resentment. Feel how much space you've created. Space for wealth, space for joy, space for the fortune that's been circling, waiting for permission to land. From this moment forward, you're energetically sovereign. No one is on your payroll unless you consciously choose to employ them. No one has access to your energy unless you consciously grant it. No one can steal what's yours because you know what's truly yours cannot be taken. The extraction is complete, the poison is neutralized, the channels are clear. And now the wealth that's been waiting can finally flow. Now we transform this poison into gold. Now we do what only the wealthy and conscious can do. We bless those who cursed us. Because here's what masters of wealth understand. When you bless someone who hurt you, you become untouchable by hurt. When you prosper someone who stole from you, you become unstealable from. When you send light to those who brought darkness, you become the source of light itself. This isn't spiritual bypassing. This is wealth technology at its highest level. See them again, the ones who hurt you. But see them differently now. See them struggling with their own pain. See them trapped in their own consciousness. See them playing out patterns they learned before they could choose. See them as children in adult bodies, swinging from wounds they don't even remember receiving. And now send them light. I know everything in you resists this, but stay with me. This is where millionaires are made. This is where consciousness becomes currency. See golden light flowing from your heart to theirs. Not your energy, infinite energy, source energy, the energy that creates worlds, flowing through you to them. Now speak these words internally and watch your fortune multiply with each phrase. I see you healed. I see you whole. I see you prosperous. Feel the resistance and push through it. This resistance is the guard at the gate of your wealth. Pass through it. I bless your success. I bless your happiness. I bless your abundance. Something shifts when you do this. The universe takes notice because now you're not a victim seeking compensation. You're a source granting blessings. You've moved from poverty consciousness, they took from me, to wealth consciousness. I have so much, I can bless even those who hurt me. May you receive everything you need to heal. May you find the peace that escaped you when you hurt me. May wealth flow to you in ways that heal your relationship with abundance. Feel what's happening in your heart. You're not depleting, you're expanding. You're not losing, you're multiplying. Every blessing you send creates a vacuum that the universe must fill with 10 times the blessing for you. This is the law Catherine Ponder discovered. What you bless, blesses you. What you curse, curses you. When you bless those who hurt you, you become hurt-proof. See them receiving the light. See their struggle softening. See their fear dissolving. See their abundance finding them. Not because they deserve it, they don't. Because you deserve to be free from the frequency of resentment forever. Say this. I release you to your highest good. I release myself to mine. We are both free. Something miraculous happens. The person you're blessing in the quantum field, they feel it. They might not know why, but suddenly they think of you. You might even get a phone call. Suddenly they feel different about what happened. Suddenly, if it's their money they owe you, they feel moved to pay it. If there's an apology needed, they feel moved to make it. Not always in the physical, but always in the energetic. The energetic always precedes the physical. And the real miracle, by blessing them, you've just multiplied your wealth capacity exponentially, because now you're not just someone who has wealth, you're someone who generates it, who creates it from nothing, who can bless enemies into friends, poverty into prosperity, poison into gold. See all of them now. Everyone who ever hurt you. See them in a great circle around you, and from your heart, send a wave of golden blessings to all of them simultaneously. I bless you all with wealth, health, and happiness. I see you all prosperous. I see you all healed. I release you all to your highest timeline, and I claim mine. Feel the massive shift you've just cleared. Lifetimes of karmic debt in minutes. You've just freed yourself from every prosperity block created by resentment. You've just become someone who cannot be stolen from, cannot be betrayed, cannot be impoverished, because you have become the source. When you bless those who cursed you, you become unbetrayable. When you prosper those who impoverished you, you become infinitely rich. When you heal those who hurt you, you become unhurtable. This is the final secret of wealth. The wealthy don't get rich by taking, they get rich by blessing. They don't accumulate by hoarding, they multiply by giving. They don't succeed by defeating enemies, they succeed by transforming enemies into blessed memories. Feel who you've become in this moment. You're not the same person who started this activation. You're not someone who was betrayed, you're someone who transformed betrayal into blessing. You're not someone who was stolen from, you're someone who used theft as an opportunity to discover they are the source. You are the alchemist. And you've just turned every poison in your past into gold for your future. Now look at what you are without the weight. Look at your life without the chains. Look at your future without the poison. Do you see it? Do you see what's possible now? You've just reclaimed millions of dollars of energy, literally millions. Every resentment you held was costing you thousands a day in creative power. That power is now yours again. It is streaming back into your accounts, your body, your future. Feel yourself standing at the threshold of a completely different timeline. The timeline where you release the resentments. This timeline is dizzyingly abundant, almost overwhelming in its prosperity. Because without the friction of resentment, wealth moves at the speed of thought. See yourself waking up tomorrow, but you're different. The first thought isn't about who wronged you. The first feeling isn't anger or hurt. The first sensation is spaciousness. Infinite spaciousness. Like you've been living in a cramped apartment and suddenly you own a mansion. That spaciousness, that's your wealth capacity now. That's room for millions, room for empires, room for fortune beyond what your resentful self could even imagine. Watch what happens in the coming days. People start responding to you differently. They can feel it. You're not at war anymore. You're not defending. You're not attacking. You're available. Opportunities that were invisible suddenly become obvious. Doors that were locked suddenly swing open. That person who owes you money, they suddenly feel moved to pay. That job you didn't get, a better one appears. That deal that fell through, it was protecting you from a bigger deal that's now approaching. See your bank account, the numbers are changing, not gradually, exponentially. Because you're not operating at the speed of resentment anymore. You're operating at the speed of blessing, and blessing moves at quantum speed. Within weeks, you don't recognize your financial life. The money that was circling, waiting for permission to land, it's landing. From directions you never expected, through channels you never imagined, in amounts that make you laugh at what you used to resent. The business idea that you've been sitting on, without resentment clouding your creativity, it becomes crystal clear. The execution becomes obvious. The success becomes inevitable. You build in months what would have taken years. You earn in weeks what used to take months. Your body changes too. Without the cortisol of constant resentment, your cells remember how to receive. Your nervous system remembers how to rest. Your energy triples. Your magnetism quadruples. You become attractive to wealth. It seeks you out, finds you, flows to you. See yourself 6 months from now. You're in a different tax bracket. Not because you worked harder, because you stopped working against yourself. The energy you used to spend on resentment is now building assets, creating value, generating wealth. You're writing checks to causes you care about. You're funding dreams, yours and others. You're creating jobs, opportunities, and possibilities. The money that was frozen in resentment is now flowing through you into the world, creating ripples of prosperity wherever it goes. And the beautiful irony, some of the people you forgave, they become part of your wealth story. That partner who betrayed you connects you with your biggest client. That family member who hurt you introduces you to your next opportunity, not because you planned it. Because when you bless them, you changed the entire quantum equation. See yourself a year from now. You're teaching others what you learned. You're showing them the correlation between releasing resentment and receiving wealth. You have become living proof that forgiveness is the fastest path to fortune. Your children, if you have them, are watching you live without bitterness. They're learning that betrayal doesn't break you, it builds you. They're seeing the ways that wealth isn't through revenge, but through release. And the wealth keeps building, not just money, though there's plenty of that, but wealth of spirit, wealth of peace, wealth of possibility, wealth of friendships. You discover that when you're not paying the poverty tax of resentment, everything becomes affordable. Dreams, adventures, experiences, contributions, all within reach. This is your life without resentment. This is your fortune unveiled. This is what was always waiting behind the wall of grievance you just demolished. You are free. Completely, utterly, irreversibly free. Free to earn without ceiling. Free to receive without resistance. Free to prosper without permission. Free to be as rich as you decide to be. The prison door wasn't locked. It was held shut by your resentments. And now that you've released them, you're not just free, you're unstoppable. Money isn't coming to you, it's racing to you. Wealth isn't approaching, it's flooding in. Success is not possible, it's inevitable. Because you did the one thing most people never have the courage to do. You let go of your right to be wronged. You released your claim to victimhood. You dissolved your investment in resentment. And in doing so, you have become something rare, something powerful, something unstoppable. You became rich in consciousness, and everything else, it's just consciousness taking form. Now we seal this revolution in your cells. Feel what just happened, feel it. You didn't just forgive, you just reclaimed millions in trapped energy. You didn't just release, you broke a poverty curse that's been running through your bloodline for generations. This isn't therapy, this is wealth activation. This isn't healing, this is fortune liberation. This is not forgiveness, this is prosperity detonation. Right now in this moment, you are the richest you've ever been. Not tomorrow, not next week, right now, because you just cleared the only thing between you and unlimited abundance. Can you feel it building? Can you feel the dam breaking? Can you feel decades of frozen wealth suddenly melting, rushing, flooding towards you? Every cell in your body is reorganizing. Every atom is recalibrating. Every particle of your being is screaming yes to wealth. The resentments are gone. The chains are shattered. The prison is demolished, and you are free. Free to be rich, free to be wealthy, free to be prosperous beyond measure. This is the moment your entire financial future pivots. This is the second your poverty story dies. This is the instant your wealth codes activate. You know what you just did. You just performed the most lucrative transaction of your life. You traded poison for gold. You exchanged resentment for riches. You swapped grievance to greatness. And the universe is responding right now. While you're hearing these words, checks are being written with your name on them. Opportunities being created for you. Wealth is reorganizing itself to find you. You're not the same person who started this. That person is dead, gone, evaporated. What remains is a wealth magnet, a prosperity generator, a fortune creator. Feel the power coursing through you. That is not emotion. That's currency. That's not excitement. That's money in motion. That's not energy. That's liquid wealth flooding your system. From this moment forward, you don't chase money, money chases you. You don't seek opportunities, opportunities hunt you down. You don't hope for wealth, wealth demands to express through you. Every resentment you released just became $1 million idea. Every person you forgave just became a wealth portal. Every blessing you sent just became a fortune multiplier. You are unleashed. You are unstoppable. You are unblockable. You are unbreakable. The poverty matrix just lost its hold on you. The scarcity programming just got deleted. The lack virus just got destroyed. And what is left? Pure, unlimited prosperity potential. Can you feel your future changing? Can you feel timeline shifting? Can you feel reality itself reorganizing around this new version of you? This is it. This is the moment. You just went from resentful to rich, bitter to billions, grievance to greatness, poison to prosperity. And it's irreversible. You can't go back. You can't unknow this. You can't unfeel this. You can't unbecome this. You are permanently altered at the molecular level. The floodgates are open. The wealth is flowing. The fortune is arriving. The abundance is exploding. Not someday, today. Now. Not maybe, definitely. Not possibly. Absolutely. You want to know the truth? You were always rich. You were always wealthy. You were always prosperous. The resentments were just costumes, poverty wore to convince you otherwise. And now the costumes are off, the masks are removed, the veils are lifted. And what's revealed? The millionaire you've always been, the billionaire you're becoming, the infinite being you actually are. You are wealth. Wealth is you. There is no separation. There never was separation. There only was resentment creating the illusion of separation. And that illusion just got obliterated. Feel it in your bones. Feel it in your blood. Feel it in your DNA. You are wealth incarnate. You are prosperity embodied. You are abundance personified. Money is coming so fast you'll barely be able to track it. The opportunities are appearing so quickly. You'll have to choose between fortunes, and the abundance is expressing so powerfully you will forget you ever knew lack. And it happened because you did something 99% of people will never do. You chose wealth over wounds. You chose riches over revenge. You chose prosperity over poison. You won. You've already won. The game is over. Wealth is yours. Now go out there and receive what's already racing toward you. Accept what's already being given. Allow what's already yours. Embody what you already are. The revolution isn't coming. The revolution just happened inside you right now, forever. Welcome to your wealth. Welcome to your fortune. Welcome to the truth of what you've always been. Resentment is dead. Prosperity is alive, and you are infinite. You can find all episodes of The Reality Revolution at therealityrevolution.com. And welcome to The Reality Revolution.